Hello Anderson County, this is Councilman Brett Sanders recapping tonight's council meeting for 11/2/21. Short agenda, a very quick council meeting, or quick compared to some nights. We had our typical zoning changes and ordinance changes. This pretty much seems to be standard nowadays, but we did have a resolution honoring the Sheriff's Department and City Police Department. Also, really like to recognize Councilman John Wright Jr., City Councilman Kyle Newton. They put on a dinner for law enforcement and raised a little bit over $15,000, so $7,500 and some change for the city, and $7,500 for the county. Sheriff McBride, some of his staff were here. Chief Stewart was here tonight. Kyle Newton was here tonight. So I was happy to see City Council and County Council working together, and that's a relationship that we are working on, and I'm working on to build a better relationship. It's a good relationship. I like the fact that we can sit down and talk and discuss things, and maybe not try and reinvent the wheel when one's already experienced a problem or a situation that they've resolved in the past. We also had a report from the Finance Committee. Other than a few budget transfers, the only real exciting thing was the sale of some property that the Economic Development Office was in. The property was appraised. I think it came in at $340,000. We voted tonight to allow the administrator to send it out in a sealed bid situation to take bids on the property. Economic Development has moved their offices into 1428, the old 1428 Pyramidary Road, the old TTI or Ryobi building. We also at the Finance Committee passed or sent before council a construction bid to redo the entranceway for the Sheriff's Department once the sheriff moves out there. And it's not your typical entranceway. It's a security issue along with infrastructure for internet and some other things that they need in order to move out there. And that was $908,000 and some change that got voted on tonight. I need to come up once more. We also donated 2 cars to the city of Belton, which I'm happy to do. They have a need down there, and we had an older Crown Vic with excessive mileage or high mileage, and a F-250 truck the same way that we're no longer utilizing, but the city of Belton can put it back to work and help that municipality. So that was an exciting thing. We also voted on tonight to transfer a piece of property that the county ended up with in Williamston through a delinquent tax situation, and the property is in disrepair, and the city of Williamston, or the town of Williamston, reached out to Anderson County, and we're going to donate that to, or sell it to Williamston, and they're going to clean the property up to find a better use for it that fits in, and hopefully that'll help clean up an area that needs to be cleaned up and can be utilized to create more business opportunities and growth for the town of Williamston. Tonight we also had a fee in lieu agreement with a project called Project Aardvark, which is a company that's currently here that's been in Anderson County for over 25 years. It was a $9.3 million investment, creating new jobs and growth in Anderson County with pay around $19 an hour with benefits. I think we had someone question tonight the title only, that was voted on in title only. But what happens on some of these projects is the fiscal year for a company ends normally in December, which our government runs a little different, but the companies have to seek funding, support, financing, and what this will allow them to do is it will allow them to time our county council meetings so that this project can start consecutively with their fiscal year starting. So it's more of a timing thing. We don't normally do title onlys, but again on Project Aardvark, a lot of times people question the names, but they are, a lot of times there's a confidentiality agreement with these companies. Another thing is these companies, when the county or economic development is trying to entice a company to come into Anderson County and we're talking with them, if we share the actual name of the company out in public, next thing you know, the economic development office from Spartanburg or Greenville or Hartwell, Georgia, or some other county or state would realize that they're in the market looking to build or grow or develop, and they're going to go out and it's going to increase competition. So a lot of times these project names are secret names or to protect the identity of the company for economic reasons for the county, and there's also privacy concerns with the company, and you can't a lot of times, there's not a actual contract signed at that time, so it's more of an anonymity thing to protect not only the business but to protect the county as well. Finally tonight there was a resolution to adopt the criteria for redistricting. As you know, the 2020 census data is out. Anderson County had 203,178 people. We have 7 districts, so that equates to 29,000 roughly per council district in population. And what happens is certain council districts may grow and have more than that. I think the upper side was 30,000, a little over 30,000, and the lower side was less than 27,000. So the redistricting is basically to try to keep each council's district pretty much equal in population. Like District 4 that I have probably one of the largest areas, but I still have around the same number of people as each other council district, and I think it was around 27,000 or some change 2 or 3 years ago, but we've moved up to 29 now, and there'll be some redistricting. They were looking at Councilman Jimmy Davis's district may decrease some. My district may increase some. The trick and the hard thing for, I guess, them to figure out and do is it has to be contiguous. It's not like they can take my area and then, we're going to run you down here into East or West Anderson, and you're going to take this little section. So it's a balancing act, and I'm curious to see how things are going to turn out. That is state and federal guidelines that have to be followed. 1965 voting rights, contiguous, as I said earlier, also one vote, one person. And on the redistricting, we're looking at close to the end of the year to find out, how our districts are going to be redrawn and our actual population size. Just in time for elections again. So some people have more doors to beat on. But I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Appreciate the crowd we had tonight. We had a few people here tonight. I'd like to invite anyone else to come out and see a council meeting. You hear a lot of people complaining or saying things, or you see things online and you're like, man, you're totally off base here. Get involved, come to a council meeting. All the committee meetings are open to the public. They're posted on the county website, so come out, get involved, and we appreciate it, and we like having people come in and get some feedback and input.